CadTV is celebrating 30 years of community media. Help support CadTV's next 30 years by becoming a member today. Your membership will help us continue covering meaningful, local content. Thank you for supporting your local community media station.
A little different. Okay, Mount Anthony Union High School District Remote Public Information Hearing. So this is, we don't vote, it's just information. Notice and agenda for Monday, February 28, 2022. The legal voters of the Mount Anthony Union High School District and the Southwest Vermont Union Elementary School District and the North Main Integrated School District Incorporated are hereby warned and noticed that the Mount Anthony Union High School District Board of Directors will be holding a public informational hearing at the election by electronic means on Monday, February 28, 2022 at 6:15 o'clock in the evening to discuss the Australian ballot articles on the 2022 district meeting warning. Information on how to access the remote hearing. Participants may access the meeting through the use of Zoom computer application program utilizing meeting ID 868-7857-9658 with passcode 437734. A direct link is available on the SVSU website, www.svsu.org, which also lists call-in numbers to access by phone. Agenda for Monday, February 28, 2022, call to order. So we're in order, called to order. Additions or deletions to the agenda. Public comment. Anybody want to change the agenda?
Yes, this is
Okay.
Leon. This is the part that I'm saying at this particular one for the board, the annual salary for the district of $1,200. I would recommend that be moved or changed to $1,700.
Oh, 17. Okay, but we can't vote on that.
This is additions and or deletions to the agenda.
Okay, yeah. But it's my understanding we can't vote this on this. It's just informational.
That's correct. Everything was warned and to be voted on by ballot article. The ballots are already printed and voting has already begun, so we can't make any changes to any of the articles.
Well,
you have the comments, so we can make that note in the comment.
okay. Okay, is that well, the articles aren't numbered, so the next one, to hear the reports of the school district board of directors. Public comment.
Hey, I have a comment, Joe. I have public comment, Fran Kinney.
Yeah.
Okay. A few weeks ago, we had a vote about the Spinelli Field, about the it was $3.5 million.
Yes.
To put in
Okay.
a turf field and all that stuff. Okay, that vote since then has been voted down. My point is that the board now is going to go around that vote and basically put in the future, put in a turf field. My point being is that, in fact, I'll read something here that I've got off. Actually, this information is from Renee Gordon, and it's an explanation of the fund balance and reserve fund versus. Fund balance, this term can also be referred to as annual surplus or deficit. At the end of every fiscal year, an audit is conducted, which includes a comparison of the total general fund expenditures to the total general fund revenue that has been received. A surplus or positive fund balance occurs when more revenue was received than funds spent during the year. Conversely, if expenditures exceed revenue received, the deficit or negative fund balance results. State law requires that positive fund balance be used as revenue unless authorized by voters. A few years ago, MAU voters authorized the board to evaluate fund balance on an annual basis and determine if any money should be set aside in a reserve fund. Reserve fund. A reserve fund is money that is set aside for the future use or for a specific purpose. Contingency. A budgeted contingency is an amount of money established as a possible expenditure, but does not have a specific purpose at the time of budgeting. Historically, the MAU budget has included a contingency of $300,000. If and when a contingency has been budgeted but is unspent, that funding becomes a surplus positive fund balance. During fiscal year 20 budget process, the MAU board decided to move $150,000 of that year's positive fund balance to a reserve fund. The $150,000 will remain in that separate reserve fund until such time that the board decides to use it toward a capital project or use it as revenue to help offset expenses. During the included a proposed $1 million allocation reduction from the current available fund balance to go into the reserve fund. If the board approves that allocation, the reserve fund will have a new balance of $1,150,000, which can be used in future budgets as revenue to help relieve tax burden or for future capital projects. And my point is, in the fund, we had, it was stated that there was $3,700,000 of unspent money left over from 2022 MAU budget. My point is, if we're going to, I even suggested we take $1 million of that and start to fix our fields and stuff. But the problem I have with the whole issue is that now it seems to be that they're going to put this turf field in and basically shove it down everybody's throat. And that's not right. If that's the case, then we need to have another vote. If that's the case, because the people have voted that down on a turf field. So if people don't want this to happen or anything, then they should vote the budget down for the simple reason, I think what's going to happen in the very near future, they're going to do it anyway. So I have a real problem with that as a voter and as a taxpayer. And I think we should do, there's more questions that need to be asked on this. I mean, is there a contract to this thing here? He's talked about an 8-year lease, municipal lease. I don't think people understand that. I think there's a lot more questions that need to be answered from administration and before we vote on things like that. So that's my spiel. And I hope that the board at our next meeting, that this Spinelli Field issue was on here, because I have a lot of questions, and I know there are some people that are outraged that the board is going to do this anyway. So that's my public comment, and hopefully there will be more discussion on this issue. Thank you.
Okay, anybody want to comment on that?
No comments on that, Joe. The public comments are just comments. We're not really going to comment on his comments.
Okay,
He's made his statement. That's fine. But we are not going to get in, we should not get into a discussion on his comments.
okay. Thank you, Tim. Okay, that was item 3. Again, they're dots, not numbered. Review and discuss Article B. Shall the voters of the Mount Anthony Union High School District number 14 authorize the school board of directors to borrow money in anticipation of tax revenues to meet the current operating expenses of the district during the 2022-2023 school year? All right, any comments on that? Any discussion? If not, moving on. Review and discuss Article 9. Shall the voters of the school district approve the school board to expend $25,864,427, which is the amount the school board has determined to be necessary for the ensuing fiscal year. It is estimated that this proposed budget, if approved, along with the approval of the Southwest Vermont Regional Technical School District budget, will result in education spending of $14,954,000 per equalized pupil. Oh, I'm sorry, 14,000. I didn't find any more comments. 14,954 per equalized pupil. This projected spending per equalized student is 2.09% lower than spending for the current year. Any comments? Discussion? If not, we'll move on. Discussion of other non-binding business if applicable. Anybody care to discuss anything further? Okay, I entertain the motion to adjourn hearing.
So move.
Second,
Second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Okay, and I trust there are no anybody voting against it. Okay, thank you, folks.
Thank you.
CadTV is celebrating 30 years of community media. Help support CadTV's next 30 years by becoming a member today. Your membership will help us continue covering meaningful, local content. Thank you for supporting your local community media station.